Tiger Woods made his competitive return at this week's Genesis Invitational. Recovering from the leg injury he sustained in a car accident 2 years ago, the 14-time major champion wanted to get his first win at Riviera. Though he was not able to compete for the title this week, his ankle injury didn't stop him from shooting 2 really good and 2 very average rounds on the way to a T45 finish. Tiger Mania was in full swing, with large galleries following Woods throughout the week. One cool fan interaction came when Woods gave a young fan a signed glove during his round, which I'm sure was a great memory for the gal. Alongside some truly vintage Tiger shots, he surprised a lot of people with his length off the tee, outdriving many of his competitors. Justin Thomas was no exception. Similar to this scene at the Hero World Challenge a few years back, Tiger would tease his close friend by handing him a tampon after outdriving him. Being a bit out of pocket, one organization in particular took offense at the joke, with Woods apologizing after the round. Nevertheless, it takes nothing away from a good return to golf after a 14-month hiatus. Talking about deep pockets, Jon Rahm won the tournament with a score of 17 under and a 2-shot cushion over Max Homa. Rahm has now won 5 of his last 9 starts and has knocked Scottie Scheffler off of the world #1 position. Given his recent comments, I think he'll probably be a bit happier about the state of the world golf rankings at this moment in time. Somebody that wasn't happy was Thomas Pieters, who tweeted his disappointment at not being invited to the Genesis Invitational despite being the current world number 34. Unfortunately for Pieters, the invitational nature of the series means that he, as a non-PGA Tour member, is not guaranteed a place. To be fair though, if a tournament like the Masters invites the top 50 players to play in its tournaments every year, so should any other tournament really, especially with this new PGA Tour DP World Tour alliance. But hey, Thomas is a likable guy. He won't do anything drastic in response. Fuck. I guess that's what happens when you ignore a top 50 player. For those living under a rock, the recently renamed LIV Golf League has recruited some big golf names over the past year to compete in a team format tournament series that's supposed to rival the PGA Tour. In anticipation of the year's first event held next week in Mayakobo, Mexico, LIV released videos introducing the teams. There are many memeable moments, but this clip of Brooks Koepka being very enthusiastic takes the cake.
Hey, it's Brooks Koepka, head of Smash GC. This is the best team on the circuit.
This was his reaction after reading the script, and this was his reaction after seeing his bank account. For more insight into the league's 2023 plans, look at my last video on the topic, linked above. The effect of the LIV Golf League will also be felt at the 2023 Ryder Cup, arguably the game's biggest competition. With star players like Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka and Lee Westwood likely being banned from playing, we will have to wait and see whether the absence will diminish the star power of the event. Talking about potential Ryder Cup players, Thorbjorn Olesen has cemented his bid at playing in the event a second time by winning the Thailand Classic on the DP World Tour. He finished off his 24 under week by shooting a bogey-free 66 final round. The course that they played at, Amada Springs, also has one of the coolest holes I've ever seen, a 150-yard par 3 that is located on a true island green, one that you can only access with a boat. Talking about being afloat, someone who has re-emerged from the deep waters of Struggletown is Andy Ogletree. After being ridiculed for finishing last at the first LIV tournament by being 24 over for 3 rounds, the former US amateur champion has clapped back at his critics by winning a second International Series title in Qatar on the Asian Tour. Having been suspended by the PGA Tour after joining LIV and dropped by the Saudi-backed series once bigger names came in, Ogletree is looking to return to LIV by winning the year-end Order of Merit. 11-time year-end money list winner Bernhard Langer made history this week by winning his 45th event on the Champions Tour, tying the tour's all-time win record held by Hale Irwin. Successfully defending his title, he shot his age twice with scores of 64 and 65. That's the 8th time that he shot his age in a competitive round. That's quite mad. Moving to the women's game, Lydia Ko won the Aramco Ladies International by shooting 21 under in gusty conditions. The 2023 tournament came into headlines last year after it was announced that the prize purse was increased 5-fold to $5 million in an effort to have pay parity with the men's version of the tournament. Taking home $750,000 for the win, Ko has the opportunity to crack the $1 million in her second event of the year at this week's LPGA Tour event in Thailand. That wraps up this week's golf news. I want to shout out FNG for the inspiration for the series. Check out his content if you do like football. Please check out my last video on LIV's 2023 changes. Cheers, and have a lovely day.